Hey everybody. So last time I was experimenting with some terrain stuff and I didn't really like the progress I made. I was trying to do it like in a tile system and it was confusing me and it just wasn't where my brain was at. So I think today what I'm going to do is kind of undo all of that and go back to what I had before and see if maybe that simplifies things a little bit. So starting off, I'm going to just break some stuff. Um, so so first of all, I don't want an array of terrains anymore. I'm just going to go back to having one terrain of a set size. So I'm going to get rid of that central terrain. And yeah, so I'm going to go back to making this a array of vectors. I'm going to actually store the x and z position of the terrain vertices as well. And I'm going to go ahead and flatten that out. Yeah, my brain works better in 2D arrays, but I think memory works better in 1D arrays. So I'm going to go with that for now. I'm just going to go back and go ahead and call these vertices. And so what my plan is, I'm going to just render the actual vertice in space, in the world space. And then when my player gets to a certain spot, I'm going to recalculate all of the vertices. So to be honest, I don't even think I need a position and a scale here. I'm going to leave those out for now, or take them out for now, I should say. Okay, so that's going to break a bunch of stuff. So I think starting here, so first of all, I don't need this loop anymore. And any instance of ter needs to go away. This is going to be tedious. This is going to be boring. You should go find something more entertaining to watch, and I'll let you know when I'm done here. Whoops. Okay, also I need to change any instance of height map to be vertices. And I'm going to go ahead and change this to just be size. Actually, no, I have size there. So I'm going to get rid of all of this stuff. This is going to break everything. This is crazy. Okay, so all this reference to t width and t height is just going to be size. Oh yeah, so these are no longer flow. In fact, yeah, I need to get rid of that entirely. And so that's going to be vertices. This is now a vector 3 pointer. U2 are a vector 3. And then this is now size times size. So there's a much faster memory allocation for having it as a 1D array. Okay, so that's going to break. Let me comment this out for now. All right, and back to size for all of y'all. And this is probably going to change a lot. In fact, yeah. So first of all of this has to be vertices. Let me finish changing these. Get rid of that entirely. Oh yeah, I don't need this if-else statement anymore. All right, and back to changing all this. Okay, so then now back to, oh wait, there's probably a couple more. I think I got them all. All right. So yeah, back to now changing height map to be vertices. And I gotta change it from being a 1D or 2D to a 1D, but that's not gonna be too hard. That is just I times size plus, and I can kind of copy that for all of these. Okay, so I did a lot of stuff. Let me compile, see how many errors I got, and then just start whittling those down. So position is not a member of terrain, so I need to do something else with that later. Declaration. Okay, some more height map stuff. Yeah, this is all going to be vertices, and then again ZM times, I don't have a, oh yeah, so T, actually let me do this. I could just do this. And what I had meant to do earlier, is 345, is, I still need to shift all this back. After I declare that, I want to say that the state's terrain dot size is equal to that, so that way I can reuse that later on. Back to line 345. So yeah, this is going to replace all of these square brackets. Okay, what else you got for me, compiler? Cannot convert argument 1 from, oh yeah. So these are no longer a float, but 3 floats, and I just want the y position of those 3 floats. Center terrain, that is correct. I got rid of that guy. Yeah, this is gone. Actually, this is gone. Oh yeah. So now this is just equal to that whole thing. Not convert. So I think all of these are now going to be equal to a vector 3 with all that information in it. But in this all needs to be dot y. Hope that's right. We'll find out. It's getting smaller. Center terrain, I don't need you anymore at all. Oops. Center terrain again. Get vertical. Yeah, so that's the address of the terrain. All right, it compiles, but does it run? It does. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, but I don't see a terrain, and I think that's because I'm not generating a height map for it. But I wanted to change the way I'm doing this. Instead of having a function generate the map for me, let me go to where that's at. I'm going to create a new function that does very similar thing, but will calculate the position, or yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. So anyway, it's going to take in, I don't know what to call it, Perlin noise. I'm going to call it smooth noise, because I don't know if this algorithm is technically Perlin noise or not. But it's going to take in, yeah, it's going to take in just a vector 2 for the position, and then a block of noise, and let me change that to 256. I could change that back to 8. So it's going to take in a block of noise and return a position based on that, but it'll be smoothed out. ideally. So I don't need to iterate through anything. Okay, so I actually don't want to do this here. I just want the value returned to be between 0 and 1, and then I'll multiply that stuff later. Okay, so I need to now figure out what I and j are, which is, I think it's just like an unsigned int version. But then you want to mod that by size. Oops, that's not the modulo operator. That is map. Oh yeah, so it's not doing anything here. It's just going to return that value. And height map. Vertices, generate terrain map. That's not right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. This should be a. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm not doing this. Yeah, I didn't want to do that at all. Jeez. Actually, let me just comment it out. Okay, so instead, I'm going to do this again. And then I'm going to say that the state terrain dot vertices. Okay, so this is, I want it to be centered, I want the player to be centered around the terrain. So let me think about this here. So 32 new x is equal to state dot players x minus size times 0.5. All right, so I'll do the same for the y, and then oh wait, no, it's not y, it's z. This is gonna, I swear this is gonna bite me in the butt later. Forgetting that it's z is forward and back, not y. Wait, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, so the vertices at I times size plus j is now a new vector 3 with new x plus j, and then the y is going to be my smooth noise function. I'm going to pass in, I want to pass in, oh wait, hold on, so let me recalculate this here. All right, let's just say, no, I gotta do this. So I'll call this sx and sy if they're not already taken. They might be. And then this will be new x, which is just j plus sx. And then the new y is I plus sy. That's good. And then, so this is going to be just nx by itself, a vector 2 of nx and y. I need to pass in noise, and that's that function call, and then ny. And then that's the end of the vector. Yeah, that's it. Should be good. Okay, let me compile that. No. There we go. Oh, and I get a terrain. Cool. The normals are broken. I don't know why that is, and it's not very rugged because I need to do that times 20 minus 10 thing again. Uh-oh. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. Kind of helps. What's up with that? Got like extra gibberish here. That's weird. So that's not what I wanted, obviously. Do I have X and J in the right spot? All right, let me take a look at this and see if this looks okay. Should this be sun? No, I don't think so. Yeah, 128, 128. About exactly what I'd expect it to be, I think. Yeah, so that seems right. Oh, this seems okay. Let me stop getting ahead of myself. And let's just try this with oops, that'd be J. And I, and J, and I. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so it's clearly broken. But oddly, almost correct. It's got extra stuff. Is it something to do with the elements, maybe? Oh yeah, this is supposed to still go to -1. I forgot to take that, or undo that part. There we go. Hopefully that's all it was. Okay, yeah, that looks better. And I think since my amplitude is, or whatever, I don't know the terminology, whatever, the whole thing is bigger, so I need to make this bigger as well. Okay, so there we go. I got a much larger terrain. Basically, I have what I had before. I didn't really make any progress here, but it's okay. Now I'm ready to make progress. So let me put this back the way I had it with NX, and Y, and Y there. All right, so now he's not walking in the right spot, but I think that's because I undid this here. Yeah. So I'm gonna uncomment that, but that is no longer position. So this is going to be t vertices 0 dot x and z. That should do it. All right, so now he's back walking where he needs to be, but the normals for my terrain are broken. So let's fix that. Oh yeah, so that, no, that's not right. That would be correct. J plus 1. Where are you at, Norm? There you are. So we got negative, 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 negative. Why are they all negative? So if I just invert it, it works, but it doesn't sit right with me. What made it go from positive to negative just by simply changing that? Huh, I don't know. It's really weird. I'm just going to invert it for now. I don't really like that, but I'm going to put on the to-do list under bug fix to put this at the top of the bug fix. Figure out why I need to invert terrain normals. And to be honest, I guess it is working. Let me do this. Let me make this a little bit more severe. Whoops. All right. Okay, so now my plan is to update the terrain when the player gets a certain distance away from the center. So I'm gonna do is actually, let me reorder this. Okay, so I'm gonna make a center XZ vector, and that's just gonna be the center of the terrain wherever it updates to. So I'm gonna set the center XZ. Since I'm calculating the top left corner here, I'm gonna set the center XZ to the player's position. Oh, Z. Okay, so another thing I actually need to do is be able to update the vertices on the graphics. And I kind of am already doing that when the update animation actually render. There it is. So yeah, here I'm gonna static void update textured mesh vertices. So it's gonna take in a textured mesh pointer, a float pointer for the new vertices, and then a int for the vert size. Okay, so all I need to do is map it, which is gonna be all of this, and unmap it here. All right, so in here, I just need to copy everything over. And I know there's definitely faster ways to copy it, but this is the way I'm gonna do it. Wait, hold on, vert size. This is gonna be vert size. Hold on. Oh, wait, no, this is okay. Wait, no, it's not. So I want to copy this to that. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, so I also need a way for the game to be able to do that, and I don't know if this is the best way. I don't know if I want the game to be updating graphics data in the middle of updating the game state. Probably don't, but I'm gonna have it do it for that. I'm gonna have it do it that way for now. So I'll call this update textured mesh vertices. Takes in, what does it take in? A textured mesh pointer. It takes in a float pointer. And it takes in E32 for vert size. Do I not? What did I call it? Oh, update. There we go. All right, back down to you. Update textured. There it is. Finally. Can't keep anything straight. There we go. Okay, so now that that's happening, nothing's changed. But something can change. So let me think. When I Alright, so I'm going to make another function that does basically all of that. So it's going to be below smooth noise. Static void update terrain. And we'll just have it take in the game state so it can get whatever it needs from there. So it's definitely going to need the terrain. It's going to need a player. Yeah, it's really just going to do all of this. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. Okay. So size, I need to make that. And that's equal to whatever the terrain size is. What else do I need? So I need terrain verts as well. Oh, I need noise. Yeah. That's not going to be there too. Is that it? Terrain verts, yeah. So that's just going to be equal to, actually need to cast it. The game states storage dot temp memory buffer. All right, so that I need counter as well. Okay, so after all of that is done, I need to go state OS functions dot update textured mesh vertices with the address of the terrains mesh, and the vertices are terrain verts, and the size is whatever counter is times the size of a float. Okay, so now I just need to know what noise is, but I'm going to keep noise the same, and I'm going to do this the dumbest way. No, okay, so I'm going to keep noise in the game state, and it's going to change. Let's put this up here. Does that work? No. Oh yeah, it should work. There we go. Okay, so nothing has changed. That's good. So I need to call this function now, but at a certain point. So let me see. So after I update the player, I'm going to check if the players, actually I'm going to say if the length between the player, actually I'm going to make a new vector. So the player's position dot x and the player's position dot z. Okay, so that minus the terrain center xz. Oops. Okay, so if the length between the centers of the terrain and the player's position is greater than, I don't know, let's say 32, then we want to update terrain with the game state. All right, I'm nervous. And just to see if this is working, and I'm sure it'll be obvious, but I'm going to just debug print. Let me do this first. There we go, just so I can print it. State length %f and line. All right, I am nervous. This is not going to work. Oh, do I not have a minus operator for? Oh my goodness. Okay, operator minus. Okay, so I got one for vector 3. Let's modify that. Oops. I don't even have sub for vector 2. Slacking. That ought to do it. Okay, back to being nervous. Okay, so I'm going to zoom way out, and I'm going to walk towards that hill. And as I get towards the hill should come towards the center of the terrain. Oh, is it working? Yeah, I think it's working. Now the texture is messed up because it's just always being put at the same coordinates. But the terrain itself is working. So if I walk towards the corner here, now the normals are getting messed up. Okay, so I gotta fix those normals. If I keep walking, and my guy is still on top of the terrain, which is good. All right, so if I go back, will the normals fix themselves? Oh wait, you know, actually no, I think the normals are fine. I'm just getting further from the light. I'm dumb. Let's see if I can figure out where the light is. I think the light is this way. I'm lost. But yeah, it's working. So let me see if, and it's really slow and jagged. That's definitely going to be an optimization necessary to fix this. Let's see. Stop. Let me finish doing this first before I start. Maybe it doesn't need to. Maybe I'll figure out a different way to do this where it doesn't need the. Can I get rid of this? No. I don't need you anymore. just going to get rid of you all entirely. Reset game. I don't care about the obstacles anymore. There we go. Okay, so let me see what that's what debug mode is for. Where is the light? Can't find the light. There it is. Okay, so as I walk this way. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I need to change the texture. I need to dynamically or procedurally, dynamically, whatever the word is, generate the texture for this thing. But I need to also be able to update the pixels of a texture, and I don't know if I know how to do that. So what is actually... Is there like an update shader resource for them? Update subresource. Copies data from memory into a subresource created in non-mappable memory. Oh yeah, I guess it's just the same as a buffer, right? I mean, it is a buffer. I think here in the texture 2D descriptor, I have to set it up to... Oh yeah, so I got CPU access right, dynamic, so I should just be able to update it without using this update sub-resource. But since aren't I releasing this? Yeah, I'm releasing that. So I think I would just make another one and then update this. Nothing. So that inherits from the view, but it's not, a view is not a resource, right? Device job. Yeah, definitely not. Unless that is a, yeah, no, it just keeps going. I don't know. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I think I made some good work today. I did some good work. I don't know how to say words in the right order. But yeah, I got terrain. So I essentially succeeded in making an infinite terrain. The textures, I mean, it's laggy. It's not perfect by any means. But and yeah, the textures definitely need to be updated properly. But if I ignore that and I don't zoom out too far, it does look like it goes forever. I mean, because it kind of does. And yeah, when they shift, the player is kind of getting shifted too. And I think that's because when I am doing this, I'm not really considering the decimal value at all of the position. So yeah, that's all stuff I got to consider that I will start hacking away at next time. So let me save what I got and be out of here. Needs work. Oops. Did that work? Guess so. And then git push. Yep, that's working. All right, I'm out of here. And let me find the button. There it is. All right, see you later. Thank you.